Yeah, we're gonna look there. Well, the motorhome is looking svelte, just so aerodynamic, and we were really happy about that, aren't we? Yeah, it looks really sleek, like it's gonna go really fast, right? Yeah, okay. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna do anything this week to make it look even more aerodynamic, although I do have some ideas on that front. But this week, what we're gonna do is address the leaking front, because ever since we got it, it's been dripping power steering fluid onto the driveway, which is no bueno, and we don't like that. So after we fix that, we're gonna try to get to some lighting issues. I wanna fix some of the exterior lighting and see if we can get that working well. So that's what we've got planned. Let's get into the work, huh? Okay. I need to get the lights fully functional, and there's, you know, some of these bulbs that are burned out. I'm hoping that's all it is. Neither of the headlights works, so I gotta replace those. And since I'm gonna be in there, why don't I just take this opportunity to fix this plastic. It's not really damaged, but it's just the surface is rough, and you can see the color is kind of wearing off. So basically just needs to sort of be sanded, and some of that paintable primer, getting it ready for paint. These are all going to be blacked out, so including the grill here, and you can see that that's sort of I don't know, slumped, so I'm gonna have to do a little structural work on that. All right, while I'm figuring out what I'm gonna do about the whole front situation with the headlight design and the grill and all that, I want to address another problem. You see this pile of sand here with the wet spot in it? That's power steering fluid. So the rack and pinion mechanism, or I don't know what you call it, but let's look at it. This thing right there, that is leaking pretty badly. So I want to get that replaced, and I cannot find a version of it. I can't buy a new version of it, so I need to take that out and get it rebuilt. Thankfully, there is a power steering specialty shop here in Portland that can rebuild that for me. So I'm gonna pull that part out right now and take it to them, and hopefully they can get it rebuilt in like a week or so. Now, obviously, I won't be able to drive the motorhome while that's removed, so I'm gonna pull forward. I just need to get it into position here in my truck, in my driveway. It's gonna be stuck right where it is until I get that new power steering pump. And it's just moist. Ugh. Man, oh man, this job sucks. I'm just trying to get this nut off. You can see it used to have a cotter pin through it to keep it from coming off. Well, I don't think that cotter pin was necessary. I just did that to my wrench, trying to get this off. So yeah, I was doing the old 2 wrenches combined like that. And that's what I bent. So, yeah, that's, God, I don't even know what to do now. I guess I have to go get an impact driver, because that's not coming off. Well, in the words of AVE, I went down to the local Hazard Fraught. I bought myself this here Ugga Dugga for the low cost of $22. Yeah, says it's rated at, what is that, 250 foot-pounds of torque at 90 PSI. Well, I'm running it at 120 PSI, and let's give it a try. That'll do. And as it turns out, in order to get this stud, bolt, thingamajigger, whatever you want to call that threaded rod there, in order to get that out of the hole up there, I needed to buy this tool here, which is a Rod Fork Separator. Here's the packaging for that. All right, well, I got it out, and there's the catch basin, still catching drips of hydraulic fluid. Now, the hydraulic system in this rig doesn't just control the power steering, it also controls the windshield wipers. And my windshield wipers performance is pretty lackluster at the moment. The last tool I need is a monkey wrench to get that pipe out right there, because apparently inside that pipe is a filter. So here's my neighbor, and he's got a monkey wrench for me, and we're gonna give it a go.
Did you want me to put my bikini on before we do this?
No, you can just be a hand model, that's sufficient. There we go, that's what we needed. There's supposed to be a filter in there. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Let's check that out. See if I can replace that. Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to kind of loosely put it back in place. All right, well, I just got back from dropping off that power steering box to be rebuilt, and I picked up these 2 hoses from another shop down the street. $55 to get this hose built and to get this chunk of a new hose that will go in place. So, new hoses. And then the only thing I need to still get is a new filter, because this whole unit, as it turns out, is the filter. And yeah, that's a very strange part. So tracking that down might be a bit of a chore, but I'd like to replace that as well, just for peace of mind. But that's a project for next time. Meanwhile, let's get back to lighting. I got these lights working. It was just some corrosion that was preventing the light bulbs from turning on. I just had to, sand off the corrosion. So I'm going to assume it's the same problem with the headlights here. This just needs to get cleaned up, and so do the spade connectors on the back of the headlamp. Let's talk about these marker lights here in the back. This is currently just being held on with some double-sided tape because the screws, the steel screws in the aluminum trim piece, are rusted in place, galvanic corrosion and all that. So to remove those, the shanks of those screws is kind of a pain in the butt, and these marker lights kind of stick off a bit, and I don't really like the look of them. I know it's period. It goes with the design, the rest of the design of the motorhome, but I don't really like it. Up here we can see the hole where the original marker light went for this position up here, and this marker light is broken, and this is another piece of unobtainium. I might be able to contact Jim Bounds or one of the other GMC groups and get a marker light, but these were different lights on the 1973 to 76. So there's just a 1977 and 78 that I can pull these lights off of. And again, I don't really like the look of that. I want to go with something more modern. And this is an option. These are the same as the roof lights that we're mounting up on top there for the clearance lights, or whatever you call those marker lights up there. And I've seen pictures of other guys with these motorhomes that have something similar to this mounted, but I think I can do even better and even lower profile. I found these 3/4 inch bullet lights on eBay, and they would look pretty nice sitting in there, but the grommet obviously is made for a 1-inch hole, and that's a little bit larger than a 1-inch hole. Also, it's square and not round, so I need to adapt this light using a new grommet. To that end, I've drawn up some geometry in my CAD program, and here it is, 3D printed with a flexible TPU rubberized plastic, and it's installed. So you can see just how low profile and small of an intervention it is, yet that light is very bright. Let me show you guys. This is the stock clearance light from up on top of the motorhome. Next to it we have the clearance light that I'm going to be replacing it with, just to give you an idea of brightness. And then here, if I can get this one to light up, there we go. We can see brightness is darn good. So they might be small, but I'm certain that they are as bright as the stock bulb solution. So now the only legal issue would be whether or not there's some sort of a size requirement on the lens. Is there some sort of regulation written where the lens size has to be bigger than this? Obviously, I want the motorhome to be fully legal, so I jumped online to do some research and try to figure out what the minimum lens size is for motor vehicles. And I can't find anything that dictates a minimum lens size. There is stuff out there for the lumens, like how bright the lamp is, but no, there's no specific size requirement. However, there is a requirement for a reflex reflector on the side. So that basically means that the lens that's on the motorhome at the moment, the majority of that lens is actually a reflector, just like your bicycle reflector, just a plastic reflector. And here on Wikipedia we can see a more approachable version of the regulations, and we can see this example here in this Ford pickup truck where that shininess that you're looking at right there, that's all the reflective material. So there's no requirement on surface area for the reflector or anything like that. No shape requirement obviously isn't there. And so this got me thinking, I wonder if I can use some sort of tape, because they make reflective tape. Well, here we are in the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration website, and you can definitely use tape so long as it is bright enough. Basically, if it upholds the regulations set out in 1977, so the year before the motorhome was made, Table 1 or 1A of the Society, blah 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 blah. So here we go. That's Table 1. You scroll down. It's talking about the degrees of the viewable degrees. So, if you're at 45 degrees, does it still shine brightly back at you? That kind of a thing. And so I know reflective tape it's come a long way as far as the technology to make that stuff. And I'm sure that it meets the requirements from 1977. So here on eBay, I found some reflective tape. There's the yellow stuff and there's the red stuff. So I'm going to buy this and I'll be able to, cut it up and make it look real pretty and get a really nice application of it on the side of the motorhome. And the motorhome, this nice lighting solution will be fully legal, and that's awesome. Well, that's where we're going to leave it for this week. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. I think I've got the most kind-hearted, helpful, just awesome viewers on all of YouTube. The last video had a 100% likes ratio. Not a single person downvoted that, and I've never seen that before. So thank you so much for just being such an awesome audience. And the best thing you can do for me is to keep watching. But if you want to help out this channel like monetarily, I might put a link right here to something. Or it'll be in the description down below. But there's also this link right here to the binge watching all of the episodes back to back in case you missed anything about this motorhome. That'll do it for this week. Thanks for watching. See you next time.